Young, get them in the building, but to put it together for you.
Young L on the beat.
We're getting a lot of hits on the Where You From Rod Hayes short, where people are going after Rod, saying that Rod talking crazy, right? So this tape right here is in response to Where Are We From? Now, the oldest, they say the oldest bones, this is the story they give us. The oldest bones, Lucy, was found in South Africa. So they give us they say that this origin is like, they say 2 million years old bones. It was 2 million years old, right? Lucy, found there in South Africa. Now, that's them to say if everybody come from a monkey. Now, because Lucy was monkey. Lucy was Homo erectus. So if they say that if everybody come from Africa, then they saying that in a way that we come from Reese's monkeys, and unless there were other beings evoluting as well in ancient Africa. Now the first trick is the word Africa. The word, where does the word Africa come from? We heard a lot of perspectives on that. Where does the word Africa come from? We heard that it came from a being by the name of African Vespucius, and that he put the corn. They say corn the phrase African after his name, after he conquered parts of Africa. Then we heard that no, the word the word African come from another group of beings who live in Ethiopia and the areas of ancient Kemet called the Afar people, Afar Cans, right? Now, this is where they tricking us up at. Keep in mind, all the land still one land. All the land was one land at one point. If the ocean wasn't there, you can walk to Africa. If you could hold your breath for a couple of days, you can walk to Africa. You know what I'm saying? So they got you under the impression that all this land is not one land. Still, right now to this day, one land. Right now, Alaska. Alaska is a part of North America, they say, but then Alaska is connected to Russia, right? Through Hawaii. It was a way you can walk a long time ago from Alaska to Russia. Keep in mind, Russia is in Asia, right? So it's Alaska. You know, Alaska was considered part of Asia at one point. Now, how is Alaska considered part of Asia, but now it's the North America, and North America is separate from Asia, so we can't be Asiatics, but we can't be Asiatic black mans. Well, black is the we know about that, you Moors, but how we're not Asiatics as well, uh, because of the Alaska being connected to Asia. That's just one point. Now another point is a lot of people ain't from Africa. Some of y'all landed over here because extraterrestrials is involved with this, like the Hindus. Two different groups of Hindus came. A lot of y'all got Hindu mixed in you. These Hindus, some of them can be classified as Moors, right? All right. Now keep in mind, a lot of the stuff like corn is origin over here, but then you find it on the wall of ancient Kemet. You find watermelon origin from Africa, but then you find them over here. If you go do a study on the migration of camels, you'll figure out that 6 billion years ago almost that camels been around and that they migrated from over here to go to Africa. Camels. We'll get into it. Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Yesterday was my birthday. We're going into the third now, but the second was my birthday. If you want to show me some birthday love, we still got them books, 8 books by the Young Elder for $40 donation for the day. Well, we'll do it today too, the third. And you just want to show me some love, cash out me at the Young Elder, man. Everybody send me $1. About to get into it. About to get into it. Tune in because they was going at Rod about where we from, and then Rod said that when he went to Africa or when he went over to about the Pan Africanism, they said that we wasn't. You need to check your charts, man. Y'all ain't from here. Y'all from over there, right? And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of y'all don't even feel African. You don't feel African. Do you feel like an African? Now we can get into the melting pot and how different how we are. If you want to classify, say the word African, like I say, the word African. Pop said that it means Ifriqiya, an Arabic word which means to divide us up. We can get into the Berlin Conference where they just split all the different parts of Africa up, right? But we got to look at this. We got to look at the game they've been trying to sell us. They've been trying to sell us that all of the dark skinned people come from Africa. And is this Africa we standing on as well? Because South America was connected to Africa. You can put it back like a puzzle. So is South America Africa too? What is the place called before all the continental drift? One, two, the land is still connected. Three, like I say, Alaska used to be part of Asia. Now it's part of the U.S. It's part of the United States now, but it's up on top of Canada. Come on, man, we can't be going for the stuff these people selling us. They don't want to let the people go in the Grand Canyon. They don't want to tell you that the Dogong and the Hopi people are the same people. They got the same storylines of extraterrestrials coming. Some of y'all from the center of the earth. Y'all with the you guys with the receding hairlines, because extraterrestrials came up and mixed in with the people on the surface, right? What up, 3 a.m. as I always say, 3DG. What's up, man? What's up, freedom fighters? My Patreons in the building. Do everybody come origin from Africa? Now we know about the Sands Man. They say the Sands Man is one of the oldest species of people on the earth. Then we know about the Twa Man. The Twa Man, then did the Twa Man come from Lucy? Did the Sands Man come from Lucy? Why we got so many different body types if everybody came from one species from Africa? Why do we got so many different body types? People got long neck, long nose, shovel teeth, bug eyes, pointy ears, flat footed. Some people flat footed. Why do everybody got different genotypes if everybody came from one person, this Lucy from 2 million years ago? Everybody didn't origin from monkeys. You got a couple species. The Twyman evolved out the water, the primordial waters. You got the Sandsman, right? The Sandsman is a genetical experiment due to the Anunnakis, because Enki was set up a laboratory in a place called the Abzu, which is southeast Africa, right? Where he had maybe 20% of his kingdom was above water, and the other 80% was underwater. Because Enki was Dragonian. His people come out of the water. Yeah. So shout out Commando. Oh, go back. What just happened? Yeah. Did I get kicked out? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. We water beings. Okay. We reptilian. That's what I don't want you to know. You humanoids mostly reptilian in origin. The reptilians were here first, because people was asking me who are, if the planet go back to the original owners, who are the original owners? The original owners are the reptilians. Shout out Enos Bishop, right? So different extraterrestrials come and landed here, mixing in with the humans, right? You got to go back to Project Blue Rock, the genetical experiment. You got to go back to, is America really the old land? Because the oldest mummy found in the world, the oldest mummy found in the world is found in America, not in Africa. That's another. Go look that up. Go look up the oldest mummy in the world found in America. The biggest pyramids in the world found in America. We can get into that too. The most pyramids found in the world in America. More than the whole Africa put together. Even though, and Africa is a way bigger continent than America. Now, are we trying to beat down Africa? No. What we're saying is we got to look into what we're being taught, what we've been taught, what we've been told, and rethink it, think it out, and see if they're trying to play us, trying to three-card molly us to keep us confused of where we come from. I'm telling you, man. We were over here before they even had, before the word Africa even came into existence. The place wasn't even called Africa when we was coming over here, when we was over here. The Almacs, the master teacher go into saying that the Almacs came over here. Was it people here when the Almacs got here? Right now, some people they try to play us out and say the Asians, these Asian Native Americans, was over here first. But we already got the storyline on that because we know that the Almacs had beat them over here, and that Ho Shin came in and mixed in around the late 300s, or the 400s, and with the Almacs, and that gives you your American Indians. Now, so for these people that's coming on the short and attacking Raw, where he's saying that, hey, well, these people said that y'all ain't from here, y'all from over there. Yeah, them people telling us the truth. That's what Marcus Garvey found out. You keep in mind the COINTELPRO operations, man, what they was all about. Protecting the North Gate. They're trying to protect the North Gate. Skype ape at the North Gate when we knock, you better bump straight. You see? And so the whole game was with Walter Plecker A lot of you niggas don't even know who Walter Plecker is. Go Google Walter Plecker and see what the game was to paint this black Negro in color. And they was in with Marcus Garvey, trying to hustle Marcus Garvey until he hooked up with Noble Drew Ali and found out what was going down. They was trying to three-card Mollies, saying telling us go back to Africa. Now here's another thing. If you from Africa and you come over here, your passport say white. Go look up free white people in the law books and see what is. It's not Caucasians. No offense to my brothers that think they Caucasian, because you ain't Caucasian unless you got blonde hair and blue eyes. You're not Caucasian. Caucasus ages is that location. But go look up free white peoples in the law books and see what it classifies. People from Africa come over here, they be free white people, and they blacker than me and you. Keep in mind the game with Walter Plecker to go back to Africa thing. Because if you go from Africa, why they don't deport you back to Africa when you commit a crime? Why they gotta keep building jails to keep locking you up on your own land? You gotta keep in mind what this all about. The Spanish Inquisition, man. Anybody come telling you otherwise is full of shit. Telling you, a running game or another preacher like Messy Jesse and Al Sharpton to try to keep us on this. Oh yeah, I'm black and I'm proud. Oh, I am somebody. Game. Keep in mind what this all about, man. So they can't deport you when Mexicans come over here from Mexico and they do a crime that ain't a natural heinous crime. They expedite them back to Mexico. When like I say, when a Australian or some other foreign guy come over here commit a crime, they send him back to where he from. Why they ain't sending you back to Africa if you from Africa? Why when you commit a crime they don't deport your ass back to Nigeria or Sudan or Libya or somewhere if that's where you from? Why they gotta make a jail on your own land to lock you up in? And those jails are privately owned by private investors. Put the, put it together. Modern day slavery. So for you, yeah, Mr. Jesse, and we know what Jesse was in on it on Martin, man. We know he was in. He knew something about it. No tie wearing Jesse. See, yeah, we up late night with it, cracking heads and twisting caps. So where you from? Are you from Africa? Then if you from Africa, go back to Africa. Now another thing is United States of America corporation, the business has pissed everybody off, and now it ain't business no more. It's personal with some guys because they didn't took people out and did a lot of stuff allegedly. We got to say for YouTube purposes, and it made enemies with everybody. And then our land is they got they flag on our land, so people want to get with us about that. Get with the United States or the Americans about what happened. Yeah, you know Jesse was in on that Fox. Jesse was in on it, well, allegedly for YouTube purposes. So don't go out to say if you want to do your research. Don't go out to say B type is reptilian. I mean B type is Hindu. Is Hindu. Keep in mind your reptilians are cold blooded. You got cold blooded joints. We'll do a tape on that on the reptilian tape. We got that tape coming out, Commando. Yeah, so keep in mind when you go out to say where you from, you got to do your research and find out that they tried to disorient us on the land with the Walter Plecker game, Smithsonian Institute, Horace Greeley and his game, the Whig-Moore Party, right? The Whig-Moors. Listen to that. Keep in mind about Mount Rush, the Moors, Mount Rushmore, and what they guarding up at Mount Rushmore, because we the first one to come out and tell you that Abu Bakr took a whole bunch of gold up there because they came in when Abu Bakr sailed over here to Central America, right before uh before he sailed after Hoshin came because Abu Bakr sailed in the 13, in the 09, 13, 10s, and then his brother was coming over here looking for him. These were Maladi and Moors that came in and mixed in. So that's another thing for the people that go out and say that we ain't Moors. Do your research. Not probably not all you Moors, but at least shit, 80% of you are. Due to like I asked, because my brother Rod, he like to go say that everybody ain't Moors. But if you go, Ben York was a Moor. Ben York has sons and daughters amongst the Native American tribes, so they would be classified as Moors, right? Another thing, Mansa Musa and them and Abu Bakr and them were Moors, and they came in and mixed in with us and the Yamasis and other tribes that mixed in with these Mandingos. That's what it was called. The Mandingos. They were a mixed race because a lot of that was part of overall Blue Project Blue Rock for the melting pot. That's why these Mandingos were coming over here. All these different people that came over here. That's why y'all like I can show you somebody over here that looked like somebody over there. I can show you like I can pull up a picture of anybody over here and then show you somebody that looks similar to them or if not identical in Africa. Why is that? Why is that? So the genetics is in there. Yeah, the Melodian Moors with Abu Bakr and Mansa Musa and them. And they got you on it. They lie and make this story up with roots saying that the Kente, because keep in mind, Mansa Musa and them, they were Kentes, the Kentes. They were the royal family of these Mandingos that was over West Africa. That took over West Africa. They were the royal family called the Kentes. So Mansa Musa was a Kente. Abu Bakr was a Kente. And they tell you that Kuta Kente, right, got kidnapped and brought over here. He was a prince and got brought over here as a slave. And he was talking Islam. Because you go watch the movie, Kuta Kente praying to Allah, right? So they really giving you some kind of, they really trying to cross you up. But the storyline really is that them boys sailed over here by themselves thousands of years before Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus, 1492. Abu Bakr them sailed in 1310, 1311 over here and began mixing in way before any Amorites, Jebusites, or any one of them Canaanites came over here. Because some of them Canaanites that came over here. You got to go read the Leviticus chapter 13, verse 34, right? You got to go read 1330, where these people had yellow thin hair, some of them, blonde hair. Yeah, that dude Alex, and you know the Germans and the other guys that start with a J, they was in on that. Amun, Nataru. He really didn't even. He was just the front man or the face for it. That game they ran about the Kentes being kidnapped. No, the Kentes came over here by themselves earlier, and then started mixing in with these Mandingos. They practice a ritual where they scratch their reptile. We got to say it like that. You got to get y'all guys got to get with it and catch it. They scratch they stuff, and they all had 15, 20-inch pieces. And when they came over here, started mixing in with the Washita woman. The Washita women was loving it. They was loving that these guys had these extra legs, pretty much. Just go pull up the Mandingos Warriors and see them boys be packing. Right. Some of you over here got Mandingo Warrior in you. You know what I'm saying? And that's from the Moors. And it really go all the way back to the 200 fallen niggas who was packing when they came. 200 fallen was packing. You go pull up pictures of the Etruscans, the ones with had the centurion looking hat, and look at them boys packing. And then when we can get into it, we aren't gonna go get too exclusive. We up late night though. We hope the kids sleep right now. We're trying to put it together for you. Yeah, so what you call them Russians, what really wasn't no Russian. That's all Asia, right? It's all Asia. Asiatics. Asiatics are the Moors, the Hindus. The Sands man was in that land first. The Sands man migrated there. The Twa man, they mixed in. The Bantu migrated. So the Bantu was there first. and then the Hindus mixed in with them, and then uh, so you get that mix right there. Then that mix came over this way, right? But then it was already some Moors that had some Hindus that had landed in a city called Mu that was in between, like in between Asia and what they call in United, the North Americas now. It was a whole landmass. Only parts left of that is Hawaii and that area. So it was beings living there. It was beings living all over the land before the split. It's extraterrestrials landing all over the land, mixing in. The Twa man, the pygmy, right? The pygmy man is an evolutionary species that was really the first species, and they evolved on the planet out of the water. And they come from a mixture of several different events taking place. One of them is these little short, mean little jokers that come from Meldick called they call the Tradakidites. I think I'm saying that right. They met the Meldekians. They were little short Ninja Turtle looking beings that had web hands and web feet. That's why a lot of humans got the webs between their hands. And these beings were called the primitives. And they were used to adopt certain beings and start slicing their DNA with them. And pretty much, so they came about through when they say they came about like an evolution out of the water, like the Tapu type beings. That's because of these extraterrestrials who landed in the Bermuda Triangle. They mixed in with these beings, and then like it was like a certain type of monkey, like the gibbous monkey, and a couple more other species that were intertwined in with this. Boom, creating this Twa man, who really is like the oldest people on the planet. The Twa man is the oldest people on the planet, the pygmies. When they on the average of certain height, just like these short little Meldekians, reptilian dudes that came from Meldek. Yeah, so then you got the Sands man, like I said, that's the next oldest people. Then the Twa man, and then I'm not the Twa man, the Watusis. The Watusis are extraterrestrials who came from Orion, and they landed here. They mixed with Hindu. They're not all the way Hindu. How you can tell? All you gotta do is pull up all four of these species and put them side by side. The four original species. You got the Sandsman, the Twa, the Hindus, and the Watusis. The Watusis are a mix species, like the three different species, like the Sandsman, the Hindus, and the Anarchies. And then the Hindus are just their species. Then you got the which evolved from reptilian Naga beings when they went to Procon star system on the planet Bagabuti, then on the planet Narada, they evolved to a humanoid looking. That's why if you look at a picture of Inky's mother them and some of the other beings, you can see them evolving into the human looking. So a lot of y'all are nomos that just evolved into humans over time. A lot of y'all are Dragonians beings that evolved into humans over time. A lot of y'all are feline beings, or greys, or different types of species that came from different planets to participate in this Project Blue Rock, which is why the 23 different strands of DNA from the different extraterrestrials were used so that they could be conducive to this body type when they come here to come to the school. These right here just a uniform. You know how you go to school and you got a uniform that you wear? You got to have a certain colors. Everybody wear the same uniform. Well, this body is a uniform, a school for this school. And so they would come here and put on a uniform. And certain extraterrestrials right now, when they want to just check in on their loved ones or something that's bad, and they want to come here and steal and do something crazy, they would stop on the dark side of the moon and cop them a suit or uniform, which is a human car, a human body, and then come on down here and walk around amongst you, and you think it's a human, but they look weird. Some of y'all could tell because they like, oh, this dude don't never talk when he come in. He come in the weird hours of the night. So here, dude, he don't talk. He look weird. He go watch Man in Black. Man in Black was trying to get y'all to see what was going down about these humanoid beings that be amongst these us walking around. Yeah, avatars. All right, so the Dogon tribe comes about later. The Dogon tribe is a mix of you got these people called the Watusis, Okay, so first you got the Sandsman and Twa, right? They mix together. They create what you call the Bantu people. Then the Bantu people are there. Then they mix in with Bantu people mix back in with the Twa, mix back in with the Twa, and they start creating these Dogong people. Now, you got another species, the Watutsis, right? The Watutsis. Because if you look at the height, you could tell that the Bantu people. Matter of fact, take that back. The Dogongs got the Twa in them, right? Their main base tribe is the Twa. They come out of the Twa. They come from the Twa mixing in with the Bantus, and it was another people. Uh, the Hindus came and mixed in with them later. Yeah, so it was the Bantu and the Twa mixing back in with them, and that created these Dogon people. And then these Dogon people migrated to West Africa. They was in ancient Kemet because the Dogons can be classified as ancient Egyptians, and they was in Ethiopia at first. These Dogon people, and they are the ones that brought you your Christianity. Christianity really is origin from Dogon people, from the extraterrestrial stories that they the storyline that the Nomos told them about the stars and how they move, about how the 12 stars or the 12 star constellations and the sun moved around these 12 star constellations. They took that and the Dogons and created this can't say like a religion, but Christianity actually come from the Dogons. They got the oldest church in the world, and it's the cross and going back to the winter solstice and all that. That's come from the Dogons teachings. And these Dogons, like I said, migrated to West Africa, and then later on, a beings called the Dinkas, who were a branch off the Watusi beings. They lived in Sudan. These tall black people from the Dinka tribe, they migrated to West Africa and began mixing in with these Dogon people. And then another tribe came along called the tribe of Shabazz, who were Hindus who landed in the Oral Chaldea because the Hindus came here too. They were extraterrestrials. The two groups, original groups that were extraterrestrials were the Watusis and the Hindus, the Sandsman and the Twa man. The Twa man was here already. The Sandsman is an upgrade, engineered species, sites of the Homo erectus, Homo sapiens. And then you got the Watusis and the Watusis and the Hindus, they came down. Like I said, one of them groups, the Hindus who landed in Oral Chaldea, who became known as the MU, those who are the RU Moors, who came and they one of them name was Shabazz, who disagreed with Yaku on the making of the his people, and he took 59,999 followers, Hindus, with him, and they bought built ships and sailed around the coast of Africa and began jumping off, mixing in with different groups. One of the last places that they jumped off was West Africa, with these beings that was already there, the Dogongs and these Dinkas that already mixed in, and then they mixed in with them and created a whole nother tribe called the Mandingos, which is Abu Bakr now. But Abu Bakr's mother was far. His dad was from these Mandingo. He was a prince of the Kente bloodline. So that makes that makes Mansa Musa and Abu Bakr princes from this bloodline, these Kentes. And like I say, they sailed over here and mixed in with as the Mandingos with the Washita Native Americans who was already over here and created your Massey Native American Indians. And then you got the Chinese who's already mixed in over here. So you got it's a melting pot, pretty much what we get into. They see the feline genetics was already mixed in. You can say that coming down from the Watusis, right? Okay, you can say that born to be free. Yeah, the Philip. You say for Filipinos, what you're saying is these Asians, right? All these so-called Chinese, right? It was a whole Shin dynasty. And keep in mind, they were dark-skinned Asians. They were dark-skinned Asians. Go look up dark-skinned Asians. And they were the ones that's why when you look up a Native American back before they started showing you the Asian mix people or the Chinese mix who got hollow hair, you'll see that they were blacker than black. They were blacker than the Native Americans they showed for then. They were blacker than my glasses. Why? Because the people over here was already dark skinned, and then Ho Chi Minh came over here. He was dark skinned. The Hindus came over here on the Bering Strait. They was dark skinned. They mixed in with us because what you call them Washita Moors, because Empress Varachi called it the Washita Moors. Why did she call it the Washita Moors? Because she know that the Washita tribe was created from the Almacs mixing in with these Hindus who had came over here. That's why y'all don't got 9 ether straight hair. Y'all got like 7, 8.5, 8, 7.5. Y'all don't got full 9 ether hair like the Sands man. The Sands man and the Twa man got the nappy joints. And then the Hindus got straight hair. And then the Watusis, they got like a woolly texture, like hair, like the Anunnakis. So initially, for you people coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We was talking about what Raw when the people was going out the Raw saying when they said that we went over from over in Africa, we was from over here. That's right. Like I said, why don't they deport you out the country if you're from Africa? If you're from Africa, why they won't deport you back to Africa? Why Africans get deported back to Africa? They study trying to sell us this slave narrative. We can never be slaves. Slaves is Slavics. It don't apply to Moors. It don't apply to natives or indigenous or aborigines to this land. It don't apply to these people. They came over here and they were slaves first. The first slaves that were brought over here was brought over here like in 1715, really. Slaves. They were brought over here in 1715 and they were brought over here by the Moors. And they was pale people. They telling you the story in reverse. They were picking cotton, and the reason why they were brought over here is because the Moors had brought them out the caves, and then when they got them out the caves, they turned the Holy Land upside down. So the Moors started creating prisons. The reason why prisons were created is because of Yaku's people. The Moors created prisons to trap these people today, these criminals. And then King George the First, he started taking these when they start getting the prisons start piling up in Britain and in England. They say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna transport these people from another area," because the Moors were transporting these people, even the species from Argentina that they engineered to be mercenaries. That's where you get your Vikings from. The Vikings really were mercenary for the Moors. The Moors was sending them out to wreak havoc on other people as mercenaries. They were paid hitmans for dark skinned people. Uh, so you people that's saying that y'all Caucasian or white, keep in mind y'all been used too by the black hand, by the niggas that hide in the desert in Morocco that look like us but they ain't us, right? They've been using mercenaries for the longest. These Moors, they engineered their own warrior type, bred their own warrior type clans to go out on the land and sabotage other tribes. That's what your Vikings really are. And they created this. They got all these religions. They created some religion to control them. These beings oh Valhalla, low key, and all these other names. We can get into that too. Yeah, the Leviathan priests. But the Moors start expediting these people around the world. And like I say, they come over here 1715, right, as slaves. And they worked for like 65 years, about 60 some years till they got mad at the Moors. And they said that we're gonna start an uprising against the Moors. And they call it the American Revolution. And then they go back and study. Go watch that movie, The Patriots, where they said that death to the King George the Third, because the King George was a Moor, and they were really bringing the slave. They wasn't slaves; they really were prisoners of war, or prisoners of crime, and they was supposed to do servitude and work off servitude, and come over here and pick cotton. And like I say, they got played out that deal, and they got mad in 1773, I think it was, and they started the American Revolution where they tried to break free from the Moors, the British, the redcoats. The redcoats are the Moors. Man, keep in mind what the game is. Here, Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, so like the original Vikings were black, right? Because you got to go back to Hannibal. Hannibal Lecter was a Viking. Which they rode elephants and shit. Like they tried to take over. They went in and took over. Rode it in there into Spain and the cartridge and Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, they go back to the Vikings, right? We want to hold you long because we're gonna come back with another one tonight. We just wanted to clear things up because we see that short with Rod where he said where you from is going viral. So we want to like, and they was people was making a lot of mean comments on there saying that Rod going crazy by saying that we ain't from Africa, we from America. Like I said, it's different perspectives on that, on the origins, but we from here, man. If you from Africa, go back over there and see what can you claim your what can you claim to that? What can you lay claim? What part of Africa can you lay claim to? Nigeria, Libya, where? Don't let them fool you, man. Don't forget about Walter Plecker. Like I said, Walter Plecker wanted to run that game, and then when Marcus Garvey found out what was going down, they got him locked up, and then set him up, framed him for some mail fraud, and got him locked up. Then when he got out, they probably put a bullet in the back of his head because we didn't hear nothing from him after that. Once he got out, they said they expedited him back to Jamaica. So where was Marcus Garvey from? Why would they lock him up and then expedite him back to his country, to Jamaica, if he from America? He wasn't even from America. Now, if you want to say Jamaica is part of America, cool, but Marcus Garvey wasn't even from America. He was from Jamaica. That's why they expedited him back. And what happened to that dude Shine that was in with Diddy? They expedited Shine back to his country when he got out of jail. See, now if he did a heinous crime like murder. What Marcus Garvey did wasn't no heinous crime. The COINTELPRO just got in on that, trying to protect the North Gate. What you mean by that, Roberto Carlos, Roberto? What you mean by that? We don't got big guns and all that. You must ain't listen to Elijah Muhammad, where he said you don't need no gun to stop these people. All you need, he got a whole warship out there, right? He got all these aircraft carriers and all these different high powered ships. Man, when these 50-foot waves get to heaping up, yeah, and they about to get ready to get heaping up. When these 50-foot waves heap up and smash down on your boat and break it up like a matchbox car. I'm telling you. When these winds, these high power pressure winds start moving through the air because of the solar flares that's hidden. Because keep in mind, Nubaru is close right now. And Nubaru causing a lot of storms. It's a hurricane about to hit New Orleans right now. It's hurricanes about to hit the Gulf. It's different. It's storming outside right now real bad. So you got to keep in mind, the universe ain't worried about no little bitty matchbox plane, a car, a bomb, or nothing. They got ways of making shit malfunction. These beings, you call them angels. We know them as extraterrestrials. Some of you might call them the Greys. Some of you might call them the Arcturians. Right? There's protection on this planet. They ain't doing no bombing no more. That's a wrap. Ain't no bombing going on. But you better worry about them natural disasters because of Nubaru being close. Talking on building, what you want to talk about? What you want to talk about building, Ruby? What you want to build? What you want to build on? We can build. Let's build. Hit me with that first question. Got no plan for what? Got no plan for what? Carlos. Got no plan for what? Drop it in the chat. Cause we got 1,500 tapes out. We got bunk out tapes. We got tapes for telling you prepare to get food, all that. What I mean, I don't get it. These are all newcomers that just come in on one tape and then think they got you don't get the damn pat. What's going on, Ruby? Yeah, like say I can show you somebody over here that look just like somebody in the UK. Now, why is that happening? See, I'm gonna tell you where y'all messing up at. Y'all thinking that we all different people, really, but we really all the same people. That's when you, like I said, we from over here, but we all the same people. Why? Because the land really is one land. This is the bomb right here. All land is one land. Alaska is connected to Russia, and Russia connected to Africa. All the land is one land still right now today. So it stands to reason that we all the same people, minus the different extraterrestrials species that came in, like the Aldebarans or the Venerians or the Anunnakis or the Natharus, who actually are part of the final product. The Anunnakis actually, and we're gonna get into this for my people that talk about the Natharus. The Natharus that you're talking about are really us in the future who travel back and to visit us, to visit their old self, the old species, the species that we are the species that's in the process of the evolution, the becoming living souls. When we become them living souls again, we become the Tharus, right? So we are in a process or in a school, and like I say, the future is already happened already. So just think about it. Okay, eventually, and they already got this. They got time travel already, but we got time travel in the future, and it's really like typing in a number and going back, right? A date that's going back. And so imagine when we in the future that we could come back and visit our old time. And so that's what's happening when people saying they getting visited by Natharus. You getting visited by your future self, probably the future finishing product. You can say that too. Not Pacific land. You can say that. That's a one perspective. ZB. But like I'm saying, as it stands to date, can you? Will they deport you back to Africa if you commit a crime or do something bad? Will they send you back to Africa, or will they lock you up in jail over here? That's the that's the game, because we still dealing in the matrix here. We still dealing with maritime law here. We still dealing in the matrix. Why when North Africa come over here, they got free white man on their passport, and you still being labeled as black, and but he blacker than you. That's all I'm saying. Why are they expediting you back to wherever you come from if you from Africa? Like I say, they got Marcus Garvey like that, and then when Marcus Garvey figured out the game, they got rid of him. Noble Drew Ali was trying to get a game, they got rid of him. Jeff Ford was on the got onto the game, they set him up, got rid of him. Try to tie him in with some foreign government, saying that he a terrorist. What you think ADX Florence, Colorado was all about? And was Wayne Perry was working for the CIA as a hitman. I'm telling you, man. Don't let them fool you. He in DC killed over 200 people. Man, come on. That people was paying Wayne Perry. That's why he stayed out so long. The people who got Al Poe knew that, and that's why they got rid of Al Poe. Come on, man. Don't let them fool you. And we got a tape coming out what happened to Big Meech, because we're gonna tie all this in together, and we're gonna break the codes on how the Alphabet Boys is really in on a lot of the stuff that you think that these guys was doing by themselves. The Killer Clowns and the Knights of Templar. So if you're just not tuning in, you want to go back and roll that tape back, man, and check out what we was talking about. Like I say, People was getting that raw about where we from, and we had to break this down. A lot of y'all from up there. Up there where? Then becomes the question. A lot of y'all from our extraterrestrial intelligence. A lot of y'all are mix of a lot of different species. Yeah, look up free white man in law and see what people they're gonna give you a national geographical locations and some of them places like North Africa and West Africa, like where we know Nubians is it. They'll give you geographical locations. And then they're gonna make capital notations when they say the word more. Look up the word black or more. That's one word they don't want you ever using, man. You can call yourself Crip, Blood, Negroes, Hebrew Israelites, Muslim, Nation of Islam. They don't give a damn. But don't mention the word more, nigga. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Why, if everybody, if it, like I heard everybody perspective, oh, we ain't more this and that. But why they afraid when you say that? Then why they afraid when you mention that word? They afraid. They shaking their boots, man. They go, man, why you say that? Over all the words, uh they don't like Muskogee and none of them, but they don't really flare up that much when you mention Muskogee. When you say Washita, you start saying them type of names, man. They get on the edge of their seat, especially if you're a so-called Negro in America. You know, beings who still need to grow. And we out, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. What? Yeah, exactly. Joshua Melchizedek. We out, man. We're gonna be back. Peace.